Hey, so I had some bamboo flooring left at the end of a job. Want to see what I did with it? Stick around. Hey, it's Todd Wolfe with Made by Wolfe. A couple months ago I was working on preparing a house to sell for a friend of mine, and in the basement he had a complete pack of bamboo flooring that was left over from a project that he had, and he asked me, do you want it? And I said, of course I do. And so I brought that bamboo flooring home. Now it had been sitting down in his basement. It looked like it had gotten a little bit of water. It had been wrapped in plastic down there, but I said, you know, I'm probably not going to use this for flooring, but I wonder what else I could do with it. And so I started to play around with it, and I found that out of one of the pieces of bamboo flooring that I was able to get a piece of wood after I had sanded or planed off the finish that is on it, and the back has some grooves on it, and I got those down, cut off the tongue, cut off the groove. I was able to get a piece of bamboo that is a little over 1/2 inch thick and a little over 3 3/8 inches wide. And so I've done several things with this so far. One of the things that I did was I made a couple of items for the bathroom, and so here you can see that this is a little shelf for above the toilet here in our bathroom, and it's got 4 little spots for little keepsakes, and that has just been a nice little addition. And then over here you can see that we have our a shelf that hangs underneath the medicine cabinet, and it's a place for our glasses that we have to drinks, and there's one of them for each of us. These used to sit on the counter, and so it's really cleared up the counter quite a bit, and so both of those things have been kind of a really nice addition to the bathroom here. So when I made those projects, what I did was I used one of them. I used lamellos. That was the first one I did, which was the cup holder, and the second one I used dominoes on the corners, and both of them created perfectly fine joints there, and went together really well. So so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take them and I'm going to glue 3 of them together, and we are going to make a small cutting board. Bamboo cutting boards are popular. One of the reasons is because there's fairly tight grain on it. It's fairly resistant to rot. It's fairly hard. So we're just going to use those, and it's just another option of something that you could do with extra bamboo flooring that may be left over after a job, or hey, maybe just go buy a pack because you want to have it to play with. So we're going to walk through the process of that bamboo flooring going into being milled up and turned into a cutting board. So most of the rest of the video is going to be on a time lapse, and so it's going to go fairly quickly, but follow me and I'll show you the finished cutting board at the end in a little more detail. Think outside the box. You may have materials for your next project in a place where you have not even thought about it yet. So in order to maximize the thickness, I actually did not surface these before gluing them up, and you can see there the finish is still on the wood. I put a slight spring joint in these, and that kind of works well. I'm using Titebond 3, which is a waterproof glue. I always use those for my cutting boards. Here I am surfacing the cutting board after it's been glued up and it's left to dry. So I was able to contact one of my suppliers, plywood suppliers, and a 4x8 sheet of bamboo plywood that's 3/4 of an inch thick is $320. So not inexpensive by any means, but it is available if you need it for something. So do keep that in mind. I know that for my suppliers around me, they would require me to have an account with them, and so but it is available. So you see here I'm putting a little hole in the corner of the butcher block, and over the router to actually round off the corners on it. I think it's just an 1/8 inch round over on that, which is probably appropriate for such a thin piece of wood. So Sanding here, I only went through a couple grits. When we get to the finish, I'm actually using a new finish that I hadn't used much before. It's a butcher block finish by Watco, oil and finish they call it. And one of the things that I like about this is you can find it locally. I got it at a Lowe's store. I had not seen it there before, or a butcher block type finish at stores, and this seems to work very similar to the finish that I would order online, and so I'm pretty happy with it. And they say it is food safe once it is dried. Yeah, so that's it. That was made out of 1.5 pieces of bamboo flooring and 3 pieces glued together. Total make time was probably, I don't know, 45 minutes if you take out the glue time of gluing it up. And again, it's a great way to reuse bamboo flooring, or if you have any, or if you want to go purchase it, it's a nice way to get some bamboo, with the limitation really that this is a 1/2 inch thick, and that's about as thick as you can get out of the flooring. So anyways, thanks for watching. This is Todd Wolfe with Made by Wolfe, encouraging you to get out there and make something today. Hey, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please take time to hit the like and subscribe button. Also, check out the channel for some other great videos to encourage you around the shop and encourage you to get out there and make something today.